Hello, everybody. Rob Goody here, the MLM Solution. Today is Tuesday, September 7th. It's currently 10:56 and 7 seconds Eastern Standard Time. As you know, we go live each and every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. We'd like for you to join us. And also, if you are new to our channel and would like to share our information, our podcasts, etc., with your friends, you can do that with hashtag the MLM Solution. It's hashtag the MLM Solution. If you go to our website, which is themlmsolution.net, that's themlmsolution.net, all you got to do is hit the share button, and that way you can expose our website materials, products, information with your friends and fellow network marketers all in 1 second. How powerful is that? All right, with that being said, today is an interesting topic. Yesterday, we talked about edification. Today's podcast number 247, the power of public speaking in network marketing. It piggybacks off of yesterday's topic, and we're going to talk about public speaking. I know that scares a lot of people, and we're going to talk about that as well, obviously. And I think you'll see some real insight, and you'll gain some real knowledge about the power of public speaking and how you can overcome the fear of doing that in the network marketing industry. With that being said, we're going to hop off of here, and we're going to get this show started here very shortly. See you in a bit.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your hosts, Rob Goody and Marie Cannon.
Hello, Miss Marie. How are you today?
Good morning. It is lucky number 7, the 7th day of September.
Yeah, it's too bad it's not 777.
I think we already had that, right? That was a few years ago, July 7th, 2007. That was a very lucky day. It was like 777s.
That's right.
I feel like I should have been in Las Vegas for that one. I don't know if I was.
I agree. Well said. Well said. All right. With that being said, how you doing this fine Tuesday?
I'm doing well. I'm excited. It's Taco Tuesday. It's what's on the agenda for dinner tonight.
I love tacos, man. You can't beat that stuff.
Yeah, because you know what goes with tacos? Margaritas.
That's right. I love my margaritas. Anybody that knows me knows that. Rob is a margarita freak. All right. With that being said, did I expose my weakness there?
I don't know if it's a weakness.
Oh, well, all right. With that being said, we have a great episode today. It's a topic that most people are very afraid of. We'll get started with that here in a moment. It's podcast number 247. We're almost at that magical 300. We're so excited about it. All right. With that being said, as always, Miss Marie and I both let you guys know about the upcoming live events. We're looking forward to that. We may do a virtual event. Miss Marie and I have been going. We have our checklist. And we will be aggressively going after and finalizing things because we're not going to put this off. We're going to do everything we can to make this happen safely for everybody. And we want to make sure that it's a positive experience and not one that you'll regret going to. We want it to be positive. And part of that positivity is having the right venue and the right setting where everybody feels safe and comfortable at the live event. If we can't make the live event, do that for you. We're going to do it on a virtual basis. But guess what? The only way you're going to know what we're going to do, the only way you're going to be kept abreast of what progress we're making and the final dates, et cetera, is by what? Going to MLMmastersacademy.com, MLMmastersacademy.com, or you can go to the website, click the link at the top. And on our new index page, all you got to do is scroll down and you will see where you can access the registration page right there on our front page. So you don't even have to click the link if you don't want to. And guess what? You can register, and there's no shenanigans. We tell you that all the time. We don't send you any sale emails, none of this stuff. This is nothing more than a notification list. And just because you're registering to be notified about the progress of the live events, there's no money required. You are not going to have to spend one red cent. We do that just to make sure that people understand that this is not a payment environment, okay? That will come down the road. And guess what? You want to register. Why? Because the first 100 people that not only register but also attend the event are going to get treated in a first-class VIP way. We're not going to give you details on that. It's going to be a surprise, but I'll promise you, you will be very excited. With that leads us into the next thing we need to talk about, what not to do with network marketing. One of Marie's most favorite products. Of all the products we offer, I think it's 4 critical mistakes, and this one here that she enjoys the most. Guys, guess what? If you want to become that focused business building machine capable of achieving amazing things in this wonderful business model, guess what? You've got to have the proper knowledge, and you can get it right here. This is one of our cornerstone products, been around for a long time for good reason. It's power-packed with information you will not find anyplace else. You talk about revealing the good and the bad, the ugly of network marketing, you have it right here. This book has 146 paragraphs on 146 pages. No, we didn't plan it that way. It also has 146 MP3 audio files that take each and every one of those 146 paragraphs, raises your insight and knowledge about that subject matter to a whole new level. And there's many training videos as well. Guess what, guys? Hurry. You want to get in on this $150 savings. Everybody loves to save money. You're going to get that right here. Limited time offer. It's only $47 for the next 24 hours. Normally $197. Guess what? You're going to get it for $47 for the next 24 hours. It is a limited offer. You can click the link in the description box below, and you'll get an instant $150 savings plus hundreds of dollars in surprise bonuses as well. Unbeatable deal. You don't want to miss out next 24 hours. All right, Miss Marie, now that we have that out of the way, we can get to the subject at hand. Public speaking. Everybody's afraid of it, Miss Marie. I was, but I wasn't. I got nervous and scared like anybody else. When I became an athlete and had to step out on the field for the first time in front of other people, I don't know what scared me most. Myself, saying to myself, can I do this? Number 2, the fans. And number 3, my teammates. Am I going to let them down? Am I going to perform to the level that they expect? Public speaking is kind of the same way, Miss Marie. Am I going to make a fool of myself in front of all these people, right? Am I going to pee in my pants in front of everybody? Am I going to stutter, right? It's one of the most terrifying things based on surveys that people face, which just kind of blows me away. My philosophy was...
I was going to say, I think there have been studies done that, statistically, people are more afraid of speaking in public than they are of death. It's something crazy like that. Yeah. And you know what, Miss Marie, here's the thing. When I started getting nervous, when I knew that, when I was going to school and I knew that we were going to have to get up in front, it was part of the getting your grade. Well, guess what, Miss Marie? I looked around and I said, these people are more afraid of getting up there than me. They're going to say, wow, look at him. He just jumped right up there and got at it. And they're going to be like, wow, that's what I need to do. I knew that if I sat there to be the last person to give my speech, that I was going to be frozen solid like an ice cube, right? So the bottom line is I had to do what? Take action immediately. Does that make sense? Yeah, go first, get it out of the way.
And people admired you for it. During the class break, they'd say, how did you do that? Right?
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, guys, is that I had to, for me, that was my approach. And the way I was going to overcome that was doing exactly what I just said. I had to jump up there and make it happen. Now, when it comes to network marketing, the reason I tell you that little story is because I understood that in network marketing, eventually as a leader, if I was going to build a big business, guess what? I was going to have to speak. I was going to have to get in front of people. There's no way to build this business by sitting in your chair or on your couch. Is there, Miss Marie? There's just no way.
Nope.
You're going to have to talk to people on the phone, and when you have your local event, you're going to have to get up in front of them. I mean, we could go on and on and on, but you get the point. The point is, guess what? Speaking in front of people is it's a natural part of this process. We talked about yesterday, edification. We talked about people getting up on stage. We're talking about, Ms. Bray, I have seen couples that have been reduced, what you think are sharp couples, been reduced to bumbling idiots because they had to get up on stage and tell their story about their success. And you'd see them get up there and they'd be all meek and they get the microphone, and they did. Sometimes the MC would have to go over there and put the microphone closer to their, and whisper, speak up, because people were afraid. Even the people that you think are sharp were afraid to get in front of people. And if they did do it, they got up there and said, my name is so-and-so, and I achieved this, and thank you very much. See you later. I mean, that was it, and they get off of there, they're sweating. They're like, wow, glad I got that over with.
Well, it's one of those things where I think everybody has a little bit of hesitation, if not an outright fear, when it comes to public speaking, because it can be intimidating, and it can be it can be a very vulnerable position to put yourself in, because I know when you get up in front of people, and it almost doesn't matter how large of a group it is. I know from my perspective, I felt more comfortable speaking in front of an audience of hundreds, if not thousands, than I did in front of a small group of people that I knew, right? Because it's that position of vulnerability. There's that expectation of being critiqued and or criticized about your performance, whether it's what you say or how you say it or how you look while you're saying it. Mm-hmm. And I think what most people don't realize is that so many people have that fear of public speaking that when you get up in front of a group, regardless of the size, people are almost silently rooting for you to succeed. They don't really want to see you fail because they know how uncomfortable it is. And 9 times out of 10, I think the first thought that goes through their mind is they look at you getting up on stage and they're thinking something to themselves like, there's no way I could ever do that, or I wish I could do something like that. Right. And fundamentally what it boils down to is it's a communication skill. Right. Mm-hmm. And within the network marketing arena, and really within life itself, but particularly within the network marketing arena, good communication skills are very important, because one of the fundamental aspects of your network marketing business, or the business that you're building, leveraging the network marketing model, is duplication. Right? Right. You're teaching people how to do the same things that you have done. So that communication skill needs to be able to translate. Mm-hmm. And for most people, it's easy to do it over the phone or maybe one-on-one at a coffee shop. But when you start wanting to leverage your time as you're building your position within your organization, as you're becoming more of a leader, you want to be more effective in the use of your time. And the way you do that is speaking to groups of people. And then those groups start becoming larger, whether it's on a conference call, on a phone call, on a video chat with a group of people, or again, potentially at an event in front of live people. Could be 20, could be 100, could be 1,000. You don't really know. But you're still wanting to be able to communicate that same message effectively to those people. And as you grow your business, you're going to find there are some aspects of your personal skills and abilities that need to be able to grow along with it in order to support the goals that you have. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those, I know in the network marketing industry in general, it's one of the things I've learned personally and heard throughout my career is that you need to grow in proportion to the success you want to achieve in your business.
That's right.
So if you're one of those people that's like, I will never get on a stage or I will never speak in front of people, you're not going to be able to build your business using network marketing to the level of success that you may want. So this is one of those skills that you need to develop. And again, it's one of those, some people are more comfortable with it. Some people it comes much more naturally, but no one is born with it.
Right.
It is a learned skill. It is something that can be practiced and improved upon. And even if you look at some of the people that are out there speaking, and when you talk about speakers, you think of people like the Zig Ziglars of the world, the Tony Robbins, the folks that are out there that speak to large groups or speak for a living. Believe me, what you're seeing is an end product of many years of practice and development and refinement. Yes. They didn't start out that way.
No, and as I've told you guys many times, I was very introverted and very quiet. The thought of getting up in front of other people was so foreign to me that I couldn't even visualize. And I'm good at visualization. But I could not even visualize myself being up in front of other people. I thought, what in the world would I do that for? What would put me in a position where I had to speak in front of other people? Well, lo and behold, if you're going to go anywhere in the corporate world or just in life, chances are you're going to have to be in a situation where you're going to have to get up in front of people. You're going to have to speak, right, Ms. Marie? Mm-hmm. I don't know if any top performing person that does not have to get up and make a speech in some way, shape, or form as they go up the chain, the food chain, I guess the best way to put it, right?
Yeah.
And so if you have any aspirations of doing something special with your life, even if it's on the, even if you're a top, how would you say, if you're a top volunteer and you're not being paid for whatever your passion is, helping children, whatever the case may be, and you're a part of an organization for 15 years, there's going to come a point, Ms. Marie, where they're going to ask you to speak to other people, donors, whatever. So the bottom line is that whatever your passion is in life, there's going to come a moment where you're going to have to be exposed. Now, what's really funny, Ms. Marie, you look at myself. And there's other people like this as well. Miss Marie, I could talk to anybody. I could go out and run into people, and the wife's like, oh my gosh, you will talk to anybody. And she's right. Because the bottom line is I never meet a stranger. I've never met a stranger, right? And the bottom line is that it was so foreign to me years ago, I would have never thought that I was going to be the type of person that would talk to anybody, anytime, any place, anywhere, about just about any subject. Okay? So I'm a prime example that you can do it. Would you not agree, Ms. Marie?
Oh, absolutely. And I think we all have those stories. I mean, I can tell you when I was a kid, I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. And the first time I was leaving school at the end of the day, I had been kept after school because I was naughty. So I had to clean the blackboard and the erasers and all those things.
Not you. No.
This was back in the time of the dinosaurs, obviously, because it was a blackboard with erasers, right? And I had finished that. And as I was walking out the door to leave, there's nobody there except the teacher, right?
Yeah, okay.
And as I'm walking out the door to leave, I said, like, for the very first time, I was like, have a nice evening. And it was like the weirdest thing for me to say. I just remember that inside cringe and just being, and that was just one person. Or, you think about those situations you get into, I think job interviews. Oh, now, while that may not be a public speaking event, that is a communication occasion that stresses a lot of people out. Now, whether it's one-on-one or, some companies do group interviews, you may have anywhere from 2 to 8 people in a room. That almost becomes a public speaking experience. Those communication skills, the ability to make eye contact, to string together a coherent series of thoughts is really important and not dissimilar to you. I was the same way. So, 5th, 6th grade had that experience. High school, I had to take a semester speech class. And I refused. Wow. I mean, I flat out refused to get up in front of the classroom and make a speech. I did not make a single speech in that class. How I managed to, quote unquote, pass that class, granted it was a D-, I don't know how I wasn't flunked out of it. And I promise you, that teacher, if she saw some of the things I do today, she would be like, "Nah, you can't be the same person. That's no."
Yes, there it is. See, another prime example, another life event, another life example of people that overcome their limitations. Miss Marie, there are people, the reason I talk about, hey, I never meet a stranger is because of this. You know how many people will be very social? They'll go to a party, whatever, a room full of people at a party that they don't know. And more times than not, by the time the evening comes to a close, they've met new people. They've gone out in some way, shape, or form and exposed themselves to new people. Okay. And Miss Marie, that is no different than getting up on stage and giving a speech or doing something like that. It blows my mind how your mind plays tricks on you. And what I'm saying is, how's that any different than going to a party that you don't know people and getting to know people as the night comes to a close? People that you never knew before, yet you were willing to stick yourself out there and have a conversation with these people. But the thought of getting up on stage or in front of people, or a room full of people, whatever the case may be, just terrifies the crap out of you. It doesn't make sense because they're one and the same. The only difference is one is a more intimate setting than the other. Would you not agree?
Absolutely.
So, guys, that I tell you that because I want you to see the correlation between the two. How many of you that are listening to this right now have gone to a party and met new people? Well, in order for you to meet new people, that means you had to put yourself out there in some way, shape, or form. Okay? And then people it's amazing how even the most accomplished people are afraid of rejection, right? It's hard for them to put themselves out there because they're afraid of the rejection they may get in return. Miss Marie, I've never been afraid of that. I could care less. If you don't like me, that's fine. That's cool. I'm okay with that. And I mean that sincerely. The bottom line is that because of the fact that I don't care what your impression of me is as I go out the door for the evening, I think helps me overcome any apprehension that I may have. Now, obviously, that's not going to work for everybody, but here's my point. You are going to have to get in front of people. If you can do it in a small setting and you want to build this business, because look, this business is all about a lifestyle change. We talk about the money. Sometimes we talk about the material stuff, right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. Miss Marie, when it's all said and done, what are you doing? You're developing money to change a lifestyle, to have a whole new lifestyle, to where you can afford to do things that you've never been able to afford to do before, where you could change your life investment-wise, setting up your future, which we're going to do an episode on that. Is that tomorrow? Build
for the future. Yep, that's tomorrow.
Live today and build for the future tomorrow, or whatever. I forget the title. But guys, guess what? If you're going to make a life change utilizing this business model, and that's what it's about, guess what? You're going to have to get in front of people because you're going to have to build a large business. Okay. And if you're going to build a large business, that means that you're going to at one time be up on stage, whether it's receiving an award. And then if you get an award, they expect they're going to hand you the microphone. They're going to say, well, Rob, can you take a moment and tell everybody your story? Right, Miss Marie? You're not going to be able to walk up there and just grab the award and run out the other side. Right?
If you're lucky, but probably not.
Okay. All right. Now, Miss Marie and I are not trying to use this episode to convince you to become a public speaker. Okay. That's up to you. But we're saying if you're going to do something special with this business model, guys, there's no way around it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to handle it. Look, even if you use Zoom, you're the main focus. Like Miss Marie and I right now are the main focus of this. And as we bring guest speakers on, we're still going to be the main focus of the podcast shows. When we do live events, guess who's going to be up on the stage the most? Us. Okay. We're both comfortable with that. I enjoy that. I love it. I embrace it. But I wasn't born that way. I said I was an introverted person. It was only through network marketing, Miss Marie, And the fact that I was rising up in ranks in the military, which forced me to be a leader. If I wanted more money, Mr. Marine, for myself and my family, I had to get promoted. If I got promoted, I was going to be put in leadership positions, meaning not only did I have to lead people, the good and the bad that comes with leading people, because you're going to have challenges. But guess what? There were moments when I had to get up and give awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to give it that a boy. I had to give awards. I had to get up in front of, I'd bring the shops together because, I ran hundreds of people, and the thing is, I had to get up in front of all those people, right? They depended on me as a leader. They knew who I was. Okay. They knew that I ran that whole thing. They knew that they looked to me. They didn't expect me to get up there and go like this. They said, hey, he's a leader. They expected me. They had an image of what a leader is. Guys, it's no different than network marketing. If you're going to go across the stage, you can't go across like this. You have to stand up tall. You have to stand up strong. You have to say, hey, this is who I am. This is the size of my organization. This is what I did. People expect that confidence, that delivery, that stance, that posture, right, Miss Marie? That speaks volumes about who you are, okay? Now, when we say public speaking and network marketing, guys, we're not talking about getting up there and giving a speech like you do in college or high school, right, Miss Marie? That's
right.
Not what we're talking about. We're talking about, for instance, Miss Marie and I, when I went across stage and stuff, Miss Marie and got up there, the shorter the better. And I don't mean like my name's Rob. I was born this day. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Bye. See you later. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a 3 or 4 minute. And when you have to write it, that seems like an eternity. You're like, oh my gosh, this is 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to go over. But if you're getting up there and being yourself, 3 or 4 minutes goes by like that. All right. And you'll see when Miss Marie and I are on stage, you'll see how fluid we are in our deliveries. You'll see our posture, our stance. You'll see us having fun. You'll see that there's an interaction between us and the audience. Okay, we didn't develop all that overnight. All right, that is something that comes, as she said earlier, with Jim Rome and Zig Ziglar and all of them. It's something that you acquire. Okay, and once you realize, like anything else in life, well, you know what? I survived that. I didn't have a heart attack. Nobody shot me. Nobody pulled me off stage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In other words, nothing bad happened. And I thought, I was going to really blow that, but I didn't. And you know what? You go away and you say, that was kind of fun. As you reflect and you say, I kind of enjoyed that. I look forward to doing it again. And next thing you know, you're an old pro, right?
It can be that way. And for most people hearing that, they're like, I don't believe that at all.
I know.
There is definitely an element of truth there. So let me talk about this for just a second. Okay. One of the reasons that we're here is we are trying to share our experience in the network marketing industry with those of you who may be new to the industry or haven't really achieve that level of success that you're truly after. And if you visited our website or you've experienced any of our products, you'll see we have a wealth of information out there. If you visit our website, themlmsolution.net, you will notice we do not have a product that talks about public speaking, because that's not really our area of expertise, and there are other places you can go to develop that. But I do want to give you what I believe is the best resource for developing those speaking and communication skills. And I know I've mentioned this on other episodes before, and I don't get paid for this. I don't make any money off of this at all. I kind of wish I did, but I will tell you, I gained so much value, and this helped raise the level of my game so much that I can't help but recommend it to other people. And that is an organization called Toastmasters International. Now, one of the things I love about this is, Rob and I are both in the United States. A lot of what we talk about, we tend to be a little US centric, but this is an international organization. Now, Toastmasters was founded back in the 1920s. This was the era when radio was the main form of communication, and what men mostly at that time did to gather and entertain everyone is they would get together for these dinners and they would have speakers, education, entertainment, a mix of the two. And the Toastmaster term comes from the gentleman who kind of coordinated the scene. It's what we would call today the MC. He's the one that would get up and introduce the speakers edify them to a certain extent. And if you don't know what that means, go check out our episode from yesterday, and then introduce them and allow them to get up to speak, because that was the main method of communication at the time. So that's where this Toastmasters concept comes from. And if you want, go visit their website. It's toastmasters.org. You can probably find an organization or two within your area where you can engage. Mm-hmm. And they focus very much on speaking and leadership skills. So they're all about the communication skills as well as leadership. Both play a role within your network marketing business if you're doing that. But I will be honest with you, any engagement you have with this organization is going to benefit you no matter what you're doing in your world, because communication skills are so important. And I will tell you, the two most valuable things I took away from my involvement with this organization is it helped me eliminate the ums and the ahs and the awkward pauses in my speaking style. And it also made me very conscious of time passing as I'm speaking, because it is the oddest thing. You know, Rob mentioned before, you know, if you're asked to speak for 3 or 4 minutes, you're like, oh my gosh, that seems so long, right? But once you actually start speaking, time goes rather fast.
Yeah.
So the way they design it within this organization is you have opportunities to do little 1 to 2 minute speeches, and they're very strict on the timing. So you get that idea. You have a really good sense of how long you're speaking, and a minute has elapsed.
Right.
And most of the speaking opportunities within the organization to help you practice fall in the 5 to 7 minute range, which again sounds like an incredible long time, but it goes really fast. And obviously, as you progress through their program, if you choose to, you get into longer speeches, more difficult ones, and they talk about all the various kinds. But just the communication skills you can learn with engagement in that organization will help you tremendously. And again, whether that's your network marketing business or anything else you want to do, such important skills to have. So again, that's toastmasters.org. Highly recommend it.
Right. Well said. I love what you had to say. Spot on. And that really kind of brings our show to a close. I'm going to summarize. Here's the summarization. If you're afraid of public speaking, I understand. We understand. We're living examples that you can overcome it. If your desire is to use this business model to change the lifestyle that you have, okay, guess what? You're going to have to get in front of people, whether it's in the city level, because if you're hosting, look, recruiting requires that you talk to people. If you build a business locally big enough to where you have to have people come together in a conference room, you're going to be the sole focus of the people that come to that meeting, because you're the leader. And that means you're going to have to speak on up to a regional level, all up to a national level. And quite possibly, if your goals are to build a really large business, international level. Okay. So the bottom line is that you're going to be in front of people if you're going to use this business model. Everybody, just understand, everybody is afraid of getting in front of other people and speaking. But if you've gone to a party where you did not know anybody or knew very few people and made new friends while you were there, that is a sure indication on a small scale that you have the ability to do this. Okay. And as Miss Marie just shared with you, there's an organization out there that Toastmasters has been around a long time. There's a lot of great people who were introverts that ended up going to Toastmasters, Randy Gage being one of them, Miss Marie, that changed their life. Randy Gage made $50,000 per speech. Okay. He's done that over the years. I know Randy personally. The bottom line is he was an introverted, troublemaking kid, and public speaking changed his life, Miss Marie. And the bottom line is the same thing with a lot of the public speakers who never dreamt that they were going to get out and do that in front of people, right? And lo and behold, they end up being household names. I'm not going to say that you're going to end up being a household name, but I am going to say that if you're going to do anything in your life, business-wise, and it's going to require that you lead people. If you lead people on any level, you're going to have to get in front of people at some time and speak. Would you not agree?
Absolutely.
So there's no easy way to summarize this other than saying, guys, you're going to have to figure out a way to do this. And I will tell you that if you practice in private, whether standing in front of a mirror, practice, I won't say makes perfect. Okay, I don't believe in that. But practice, practice, practice. You get more comfortable. What do I say? If I'm going to stand, it doesn't matter what you say. You know what? Get something and read it and just stand there. When you have an audience of one and you're looking back in the mirror, you'll be amazed at how uncomfortable that can be, right? Right, Ms. Marie? Even an audience of one can make you think, oh, this is a little uncomfortable. Okay, but what it does is it focuses you. Look, write something down, do a nursery rhyme, do something, and get in front of the mirror and just do it. Get a different nursery rhyme 2 hours later, do it again, and just, I'm telling you, is it going to make you a power public speaker? No, but what it does, introduces yourself to yourself and get you comfortable in standing up. Look at your posture, look at your stance, and then just start delivering and talk loud enough like you were in front of a group of people. And you'll be amazed how much that will help you. It won't make you totally comfortable, but it will certainly help you take that first step towards being the leader of people. Would you not agree?
Absolutely agree.
So, all right. With that being said, that's it, guys. There's no easy answer to this. But the power of public speaking and network marketing, let me say this as we close. How can I say this in a positive way? If you go to a psychologist, and forgive me if I get this a little bit wrong, but the point is going to be very clear. If you go to a psychologist locally and you have a phobia, whatever, and this psychologist helps you, and because it's a one-on-one, and over a course of time, whatever challenge you had, you're like, you know what, I finally overcame that. That's awesome. Thank God that person was available. That psychologist make 35 to 55, maybe if they're lucky, 75,000 a year. Okay. If you look at Dr. Pill on TV, so-called psychologist, I know he has his doctorate. I'm not going to take anything away from him. Not a fan, but I'm not anti-pill either. Here's the thing. Who makes more money? They're both psychologists. Okay. And you say, Rob, what's your point? If you really want help, you go to a local psychologist, somebody that you can go to on a regular basis, face-to-face, get immediate feedback, blah, blah, blah. But if you're building a business, okay, you don't want to be that local psychologist. Why? Because here's the thing. The fact that Dr. Pill has gotten into a position where he gets up in front of people on a national audience, not only has he become famous, you got to realize, if you are famous, if you are known, you are going to demand more money than a local psychologist. Dr. Pill makes multi-millions a year. This local psychologist makes $35,000 to $75,000 a year. Not even close. What's the difference? They're both certified psychologists, right? Rob, what's your point? That is the power of public speaking. Remember, we talked about Miss Marie becoming that legacy member, right? You build your business to where you become not a legacy, a legendary figure of your own network marketing business. How much is that worth to you? Millions. So is overcoming public speaking worth it? Yes. You know what? You can be that local distributor that's known and you make a few thousand a year. You know, I'm talking 30, 40,000 a year. That's nice. I'm not going to knock it. Or you can become a Rob or a Marie, where you're up on stage speaking to thousands upon thousands of people. And if we do it virtual, Miss Marie, we could possibly eventually be talking and reaching millions of people, right? So which one is more powerful? Which one? We're both doing the same thing. You're doing network marketing. We are too. But here's the thing. Who has the biggest reach? Who has the most popularity? Who has the name recognition? Right, Miss Marie?
Right.
Why? Because we're doing this podcast. I will say in closing, when I first started these podcasts, especially when when I was doing them live by myself, it was nerve-wracking, Miss Marie, and I'm used to it. But it was nerve-wracking to see all those numbers pop up on the screen with all those people. Your mind's racing. Don't make a mistake. Don't say the wrong thing. Don't forget to do this. Don't forget to do that. And then I'd look down and make sure I was on track, on my to-do lists on the show. It was nerve-wracking. I'm going to be honest with you. I was not a fan. Right?
And yet here we are still at it.
Yeah. So the point is, guys, even we had butterflies. Even we had concerns about getting on front. Because, this has the capability of reaching millions of people, literally. And it'll be on the internet until the internet dies. What we're doing is a legacy program. So the bottom line is that we had to overcome some challenges and some fears because we are essentially doing public speaking. Would you not agree?
I agree.
Okay. All right. Tomorrow's subject: build for the future, live it today. If you're not sure what that means, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you, you do not want to miss that episode. I know that you get build for the future, but what does live it for today mean? Well, we're going to tell you, and it's really a different approach, the way we're going to explain it. But it's something that the top performers do, Miss Marie. They definitely build for the future, but they live it today. Okay, and we're going to talk about it. You do not want to miss that episode. Once again, go to our website, themlmsolution.net, and use hashtag themlmsolution to find us. Miss Marie, I don't know about you, but I'm excited for tomorrow's subject. I'm glad that you did a wonderful job putting this together. I'm glad that you have the subject matter that you do. This is always fun. When I enjoy talking about the subject matters, it makes me excited for that week. Please give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear, you see how it can help you and the importance of it. That immediate feedback really helps us. Also, it helps us with the algorithm. When you engage with the algorithm, it puts our content in front of more people. If you will, please share, like, and comment on our various social media platforms, especially if you go to our YouTube channel. Hit the little bell twice. That way you'll get notified when we go live and when we upload new content. And while you're there, please subscribe and share our platforms with our fellow network marketers, please, as we continue to share this information. We want to reach as many networkers as possible because we want to empower them with the right information. Miss Marie, you have anything to add before we go?
I do not. I look forward to seeing everybody 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning, talking about build for the future, live it today. Good stuff.
I agree. All right, Miss Marie. See you tomorrow. Everybody be safe. God bless. We love you. We'll see you then.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. Download our podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast platforms. Visit our website at www.themlmsolution.net for additional important information, show details, and past shows. Follow us on Parler, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the get notified button while visiting our other social media platforms.